16. Today we're going to be discussing what if Goku fused with Gohan instead of fusing with Vegeta to form Vegeta. Let's say they formed Gohan, which like I just said is the fusion between Goku and Gohan. So first we're going to start off with the Super Buu saga, which I don't think would have changed too much, but there would be one significant change. One is that I think the Gohan and Super Buu fight would be the same. I think Gohan and Gotenks fight would be the same. But here's what I don't think. Here's what I think kind of goes iffy. If Goku and Gohan fused, what would be the point of bringing Vegeta back in the show? And then now, let's just say they did bring him back, and let's say Super Buu absorbed Vegeta instead of absorbing Gohan. So now it was Gohan versus, I don't know, Vegeta, whatever you want to call it. So it'd be the fusion between Vegeta and Super Buu. Now, obviously, this would still be really, really strong, but not nearly as strong as Gohan was. Saying Vegeta at the time was probably equivalent to a Fat Buu. Saying because he got that Zenkai boost out of the final explosion he did against it. So I do think he got that Zenkai boost, which would kind of make him, put him against Fat Buu. Definitely he could not be Super Buu, but anyways. So now let's say you get absorbed. So now you have a Super Saiyan 2 and, Super Buu, which before was a Super Saiyan 3, which is Mr. Gohan. He's equivalent to a Super Saiyan 3 and Super Buu. So obviously this fusion between Super Buu and Vegeta would be a lot weaker than Super Buu and Gohan was, as I said this 30 times if you're counting. But how strong would Gohan be? Now, one thing is, I don't think there'd be any arguing. I don't think Gohan would argue at all, but I do think a little bit of cockiness would get to him. Saying he was really cocky against Super Buu because, he knew his power and he knew how much stronger he was. Then again, how would he know how much stronger he was than Super Buu with Vegeta absorbed? Maybe he knew he was like 10 times stronger, so he might be cocky. So I don't think the cockiness would affect too much in the show. I don't think that would affect too much. But let's say the fight went on, and he went Super Saiyan, and okay, I think he'd have the same purpose for getting his friends out of Super Buu's body. So let's say he got into the body and his fusion wore off. When his fusion wore off, I don't think they would have crushed the Patara earrings like how they did in the show with Goku and Vegeta. I think Gohan would have kept the Patara earrings, and I think Goku would have. Saying Goku would probably be like, just in case, and Gohan listens to his dad. So, let's just say they're in there. Then let's say they find him and they get Vegeta, Goten, Trunks, and Piccolo out of Super Buu's body. So here's a big turning point, like I said in the beginning of the video, where a major thing would happen in the show. Vegeta would have died completely in the show. He would have been off the show, because if it went how the show went. Remember when Gohan and Goten and Trunks and Piccolo were outside and they were just like unconscious? All Goku at time was to gather Hercule and his dog. So I think it'd be the same story for Gohan and Goku. Maybe they could have grabbed one person, but just as Kid Buu was doing the explosion, so Vegeta did get caught in the explosion, he would have died for a second time, and that would have been it. Now he probably could have been wished back with the Purunga Dragon Balls, which I don't know. I forgot what's the limit. I don't even know if there is a limit, but I know Shenron has a limit of 2 times. So Vegeta would have been dead, he would be dead for gone. So he would have died in the full explosion, which means there'd be no Vegeta, which have a big impact in the series from on and GT, but I do think they would somehow bring him back. So now let's talk about the Kid Buu saga. This is where it would be kind of disappointing. I don't think they would have any problem with Kid Buu. One, I think Goku is probably equivalent to Kid Buu in power. As he's saying, I could probably blow. He said when Vegeta wanted his turn, he said I could probably blow him away if I had more time and more power. If I didn't wear out my energy. And Gohan, in my opinion, he's stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I don't know. I'm gonna go on that later, but I do think he's stronger. So I do think Gohan could take care of Kid Buu no problem, and I just think the Patara earrings would be backup if, like, somehow, some way, they couldn't kill him. Now this would result in not having that ultimate spirit bomb that we had, and the clash we had, which would ultimately decide of the wishes of Purunga, which probably would have been to restoring Earth and maybe restoring Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks and Piccolo's life, which I think would just leave one wish, would probably be Dende to grow a bigger penis. But besides the point, um, the Buu Saga, the Kid Buu Saga would be a lot more simplistic. I mean, there would be barely any. I mean, there'd probably be a little bit of struggle, but I don't think there'd be too much of a struggle. Saying Gohan and Goku are way too much for Kid Buu to even like touch. If Goku and Gohan did team, and if they fused to Gohan, which was no point, they would obliterate Kid Buu in my mind. So that has been my thoughts on what if Goku fused with Gohan instead of Vegeta in the Majin Buu saga. Obviously, they'd just be the same thing, but there'd be one major thing, which is Vegeta being dead in the series. I do think he'd be brought some back. I think he'd be bring back somehow. Maybe Akira Toriyama makes a plot twist where he just gets revived, but. It's just my theory, and tell me what you think below. You think Gohan would lose to Vegeta? You think Vegeta would beat Gohan? You think Super Saiyan? Do you think it'd be possible to have a Super Saiyan 3 Gohan? Saying Mr. Gohan's equivalent to a Super Saiyan 3. Let me know what you guys think. What else discussion do you guys want me to make? I'll have it in the description below. You guys can, tell me. And sorry, I'll see you guys later. Peace.